Thor vs. the Nine Realms, a war beyond Yggdrasil. In the endless tapestry of time, where the branches of Yggdrasil stretch into the farthest corners of existence, there came an age of unrest, an era when the Nine Realms, once held together by fragile balance, turned upon one another. At the center of this cataclysm stood Thor, son of Odin, bearer of Mjolnir, and protector of Asgard. Yet in this tale, even the might of Thor would be tested not by a single enemy, but by the crumbling harmony of realms once considered sacred. The Nine Realms had always existed in a delicate equilibrium. From fiery Muspelheim to icy Niflheim, from the dwarven forges of Nidavellir to the mortal realm of Midgard, each realm had its purpose. Asgard watched over them all, not as a tyrant, but as a guardian. But time had thinned that respect, and whispers of rebellion grew into roars of defiance. The Bifrost, once a bridge of peace, now shone with the glow of war. It began with Vanaheim, the realm of the old gods and magic, whose ancient seers foretold the breaking of cosmic order. They blamed Asgard's growing pride and distant rule. Next came Svartalfheim, home of the Dark Elves, who rose from their shadowed caverns, forging weapons in secret, waiting for a moment to strike. One by one, the realms drifted from unity, and the skies above Yggdrasil darkened like storm clouds before a tempest. Thor, ever the champion of justice, took it upon himself to restore the balance. But this was no simple battle. This was not a single villain to be struck down with thunder. This was a storm without a center, a war without end. For the first time, the god of thunder faced a conflict where his greatest weapon would not be Mjolnir, but his will. His journey began in Alfheim, the realm of light. Once a paradise of glowing meadows and luminous skies, it now shimmered with deceptive beauty. The Light Elves, fearing the collapse of the realms, had become isolationists, sealing their borders with ancient spells. Thor crossed the silver rivers and rose-petal winds, pleading for unity through action, facing traps of illusion and tests of purity. Only by enduring the trials of their sacred tree, Yggdrasil, a miniature echo of the world tree itself, did he earn their reluctant alliance. Next, he descended into Svartalfheim, where no light could reach and treachery ruled. Here, the Dark Elves plotted not only against Asgard but against all realms. Their leader, born from void and vengeance, saw the unraveling of the realms as a chance for dominion. Thor's presence sparked a war underground. Caves became battlefields, and stone echoed with thunder. With Mjolnir spinning, lightning danced through darkness, but every victory was costly. Even as he triumphed, Thor sensed that for every foe he defeated, the rift among the realms grew deeper. In Jotunheim, the land of giants, Thor found not hostility but indifference. The frost giants had retreated, uncaring of the fates of lesser realms. Their king sat atop a throne of glacial bones, watching the universe decay with ancient apathy. To awaken their purpose, Thor offered not challenge but sacrifice, enduring the cold of the Everfrost wastes for 7 nights. In his suffering, the giants saw echoes of an older age, when gods and titans shared battles and brotherhood. Stirred by honor, they pledged to stand beside him, should the war reach the roots of Yggdrasil. But not all realms sought balance. In Muspelheim, the fires raged uncontrollably. Surtur's kin, believing Ragnarok had arrived, unleashed firestorms across the cosmos. Thor descended like a comet into the inferno, his armor scorched, his resolve unbroken. Through fire and fury, he wrestled with beasts of magma and demons of ash. There, in the heart of a collapsing volcano, he shattered the flame keystone, the artifact fueling their aggression. The fires dimmed, but the realm remained scarred, a warning of what unchecked fury could bring. On Midgard, Earth trembled with cosmic aftershocks. Mortals, unaware of the scale of war above them, struggled with natural disasters and dreams haunted by celestial storms. Thor, heart torn, knew he could not remain, though his care for Midgard was unmatched. He left behind wards of protection, a whisper of thunder in every storm cloud, a reminder that the god of thunder had not forsaken them. In Nidavellir, the dwarves had ceased forging for the gods, turning instead to survival. Their halls were silent, their great anvils cold. Thor, remembering the bonds of old, rekindled the forges not with orders, but with honor. He lifted fallen beams, repaired broken tools, and bowed to the smiths not as a god, but as a brother in arms. Moved, they returned to craft, shaping new armor from the ore of dying stars, not only for Thor but for the armies of light that would march beside him. Only Niflheim and Hel remained. In the misty graveyards of Niflheim, the dead whispered secrets. Hel, the realm of the forgotten, stirred with unrest. Souls lost in battle cried for purpose. Thor braved the mists, unafraid of death, calling forth the spirits of warriors past. In that realm, time ceased and memory became weapon. He invoked the legacy of every hero who had ever died for peace. The spirits rose, not as ghosts of vengeance, but as echoes of hope. Even in death, the realms found something to believe in. At last, Thor returned to Asgard, but not in triumph. His eyes had seen too much. His soul weighed with sorrow and fire. He had brought no empire, claimed no throne. What he carried was heavier, a burden of unity forged through pain. The realms stood once more, not in perfect harmony, but with renewed respect. Each had seen Thor not just as a warrior, but as a protector who bled for every realm, not only his own. Yet peace, like lightning, is fleeting. The roots of Yggdrasil still trembled, for the wound in the fabric of the realms could not be sealed forever. Thor knew this. He did not seek to rule, nor to end conflict entirely. His mission had never been conquest. It had always been to protect the fragile bonds that tethered existence. And so, the story of Thor versus the Nine Realms became more than a tale of war. It became a saga of connection, of sacrifice, of what it means to be a god not above all, but within all. Across the cosmos, songs were sung of the Thunderer who fought not with pride, but with heart. Some say the storm that followed Thor's return was the mightiest Asgard had ever known, not of destruction, but of renewal. Rain fell on all 9 realms, and in its rhythm, there echoed the sound of Mjolnir, reminding all that while realms may drift and darkness may rise, as long as one stands for the many, there is hope. And in that hope, thunder shall always find its voice.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe if you like videos like this. Thank you.